Now that Brock Purdy is back for the 49ers, the question has popped up, spurred by some reporting from the national media on Sunday. Could the 49ers trade Mac Jones in the offseason for a high draft pick and get another backup quarterback in 2026? So, well, here's how the morning roast thought about it.
Pump the brakes. Can we just see Purdy play, I don't know, half dozen games in a row?
What are you talking about? We already saw it. Purdy's great. He's fine. One game. We're good.
Well, my whole perspective is I'll attack the offseason in the offseason. For right now, let's just see what we have. Let's build these wins. Let's try to get into the playoffs before we go trading away Mac Jones in the offseason. A, he's on a very team-friendly deal. B, what a great insurance policy if anything does happen to Brock Purdy down the line.
Now, I do agree that Mac is on a team-friendly deal, but I don't agree that the 49ers should hold on to him. Kyle Shanahan has shown an ability to bring in quarterbacks and give them a very high floor. We saw it with Nick Mullins. We saw it with Jimmy Garoppolo. We've seen it with Mac Jones. Why not take advantage of this ability that Kyle Shanahan has and use it to get yourself more draft picks? And I think they could probably get a second-round pick for Mac Jones, flip him, let Kyle find another backup quarterback with which he can work in case something does happen to Brock Purdy. But I'm not going to sit there and hold on to an asset that I think could be valuable simply because you're scared that Brock Purdy might get hurt again. That would not be taking advantage of everything that Kyle Shanahan brings you. Now, let's listen to more from 95.7 The Game.
I know everyone wants to move him away, get a pick. And this right now, today, I feel he's more valuable to the 49ers than he is for some random draft pick, considering that we can't really draft very well. I mean, let's call it what it is. We're not a great drafting team, quite frankly. And so I'm just not there yet.
I disagree with the idea that the 49ers don't need more draft picks because they are a bad drafting team. If that's what you think, the 49ers should need more draft picks, right? More lottery tickets, more chances to get it right because they're not a good drafting team, if that is what you believe. Now, quite frankly, I disagree with that. I think the Niners are a regular drafting team.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using code GSP. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
I think they have some hits and they have some misses, just like everybody else. I know the Niners had a couple of bad draft classes, which, by the way, happens to every team. But the 2024 and 2025 draft classes look pretty promising. It looks like they got some potential good players and a lot of potential good players out of those draft picks. So, yeah, their draft record is certainly not spotless. And I'm not here to tell you that it is. But this idea that, well, we can't draft good, so we shouldn't ever try to get other draft picks, I think is a little short-sighted, quite frankly. I think the 49ers need to flip any assets that they can for draft picks. Every great team in the history of the NFL has been built through the draft, including the great teams we've seen in the Kyle Shanahan era. George Kittle, Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, Brock Purdy, Brandon Ayuk, Ricky Pearsall, Deommodore Lenoir, D. Winters. All of these guys have been picked on this team and ended up on this team because of the draft. So, you can say the 49ers aren't a great drafting team, but where did all those guys come from then, right? So I understand why it's a nice, comfy feeling to have Mac Jones in your back pocket in case something does happen to Brock Purdy. I totally get that. And clearly the 49ers are where they are this season because of Mac Jones. My assertion would be, is it because of Mac specifically, or is it because of Kyle Shanahan's ability to scheme up a game plan with the personnel that he has to get enough production out of that player to keep the team afloat? And I think when you look at Kyle's history, it clearly shows it's the coach, not necessarily the quarterback, that's doing a lot of that heavy lifting. Not all, because Mac made some good plays, but most of it is Kyle Shanahan. And I believe he could do it again with a Curtis Rourke or another free agent quarterback. Dare I say, Zach Wilson is out there, who was reportedly Kyle Shanahan's favorite quarterback in the 2021 class, ahead of Mac, ahead of Trey Lance. And I know what you're saying. Zach Wilson's terrible. And I agree, he has been. Guess what? So is Sam Darnold. So was Mac Jones for a lot of his career before he got to San Francisco. I just think having a second-round pick gives you a chance to get cheap, good talent in the building for a lot of years. Every team in the NFL needs that. The 49ers specifically need that. To me, it makes too much sense not to move on from Mac Jones after the season.